Session 5. Food and Inventory Management. We are the wing joint for the wing nuts. We are the witch's spot for those looking for the best damn chicken sandwich they've ever had. There are plenty of takeout wing competitors out there that are content with serving up mediocre wings with mediocre sauce that comes out of a bottle with a side of prepackaged blue cheese. We are not that type of wing joint. Our goal is simple. We serve better wings than Wingstop and better chicken sandwiches than Chick-fil-A, all under one roof. In Session 1, you learned what separates Wing It On from the competition in terms of the quality of our food. This section is all about the management aspect of our food and inventory. At the end of the session, you'll be able to answer the following questions. 1. How and from whom do I order my food products? 2. How do I use par levels to determine how much product I should be ordering? 3. How do I set my team up for a successful day, every day, by having an effective food prep plan? 4. Wings are the heart and soul of my business. What are the unique processes for efficiently managing my weekly wing purchases? 5. What can I do to ensure the team meets its prep goals throughout the day? 3 categories of items purchased. Food products, non-food consumables, paper goods, logo items, cleaning chemicals and printer supplies. Beverage products, including both fountain syrups and bottled beverages. The vendors. Gordon Food Service, Eastern Midwest United States. Primary food and consumables distributor. Delivery 2 times per week. Access to a variety of food costing, recipe, and inventory tools via gfs.com. Mobile app Gordon Now allows operators to track their delivery in real time. Pepsi, nationally contracted beverage supplier. Subcategory purchases of fountain soda syrups and bottled beverages. Added benefit, Pepsi provides us with free demographic and market analyses, extremely beneficial when selecting new locations. Third-party online vendors. Currently, there are 2 items that help make Wing It On unique. However, they can only be purchased via third-party online distributors. Bijol, Cuban spice, used in our boneless wing preparation, purchased at Cuban Food Market. Account must be established at www.cubanfoodmarket.com. Dave's Ghost Pepper Sauce, purchased by the gallon, used in our Wings of Prey, purchased at Hot Shots Distributing. Account established at hotshots.inc. Ordering product. The inventory ordering form. Our internal inventory form, accessible in the Vendor Order Forms folder under Operations in the Drive, is an Excel-based spreadsheet. It is your primary resource for putting together your daily purchase. The ordering sheet is separated into 2 sheets, food and consumables. The food portion of the ordering sheet is arranged by location to make ordering as streamlined as possible. Locations, walk-in cooler, freezer, and dry storage. PAR levels. PAR stands for Periodic Automatic Replenishment. It is a system that takes the guesswork out of how much product to purchase and when to purchase. Whenever the amount of product on hand dips below the PAR level, it will trigger you to place a replenishing order for that item. General formula for calculating PAR is weekly usage plus 20% safety stock to ensure we do not run out of any products critical to operate. Calculating your PARs. For all items outside of classic boneless wings, the best way to calculate PAR levels is to, first, run a weekly menu mix report in Toast. Monthly once you have enough data, and then divide by 4. The longer term the data, the more accurate it will be. Add up the total number of orders, item, and amount of product used per order. Then divide by the case size. Example, if you're calculating how many buns you will need, tally the total sandwich sales for the week and divide by the number of buns per case. Example, 480 sandwiches ordered, 96 buns per case equals 5 cases per week, plus 20% safety stock equals 6 cases weekly PAR. Next, split the PAR up based on the amount of orders taken in each week. Most stores receive orders 2 times a week. Important. The split should not be 50-50, as our weekend sales volume will always be higher than weekday. Typically, You will split the weekly par up 1/3 for weekday and 2/3 weekend. In this example, this means if you place an order on Monday for Tuesday, delivering your par would be 2 cases, and on Thursday for Friday delivery, the par would be 4 cases. The inventory sheet separates par into 2 columns, weekday and weekend. It is up to you to calculate and fill them in accordingly. Par levels are not relevant and should not be used during special holidays and events where sales will either increase or decrease dramatically. Sales will increase Super Bowl, March Madness, Christmas Eve, New Year's Eve. Super Bowl especially. Sales will increase 4 to 6 times the normal. Sales will decrease Good Friday, Easter Sunday, Memorial Day, 4th of July, Labor Day, Black Friday, and New Year's Day. Christmas and Thanksgiving, we recommend closing entirely. Remember, every store is a little different. It's up to you to analyze your weekly, monthly sales volume and menu mix and adjust your pars for your specific situation. Ordering wings. As chicken wings and boneless wings, tenderloins, are an animal-based product sold by weight, they are prone to fluctuations throughout the year and require special attention to ensure accurate ordering. Steps to tracking ordering wings. Case counts. To determine ordering, we first need to know how many wings we are getting in each case of wings. Each week, your staff should count 2 to 3 cases minimum of both classic bone-in wings and boneless tenderloins to determine an average number of wings per case. This will also come in handy when calculating food cost, as you will divide the number of wings per case by 40 pounds per case to get an average number of wings per pound. For this example, we will focus on classic wings only and use 280 wings per case, 7 wings per pound. Run a menu mix report. Once you have an accurate average case count, the next step is to project how many wings you will sell that week. Simply run a menu mix week for the previous week and toast. Once you have been open for a while, it is better to take an average spread across multiple weeks for more accurate projections. Important to note, however, that you should make sure that the time frame included in the report does not include any outlier high event dates, such as the Super Bowl, or low event dates, store was closed for weather, holidays, etc. If there were any such days during the time period in the report, do not use that data as your benchmark. Calculate total pieces sold to project next week's sales. Once you have your menu mix, the next step is to manually tally up the numbers of individual wings sold. This is easily accomplished by taking the numbers of orders times the number of wings per order. Example, your menu mix report for last week states that there were 300 orders of 6-piece wings. 300 orders times 6 wings per order equals 1,800 wings. Do this for orders of 12, 24, and 50, and then add them all together. For this example, we will say that the total number of wings ordered last week was 10,000. Divide number of individual wings by your average case count from step 1. In our example, we sold 10,000 individual wing pieces last week and arrived at an average case count of 280 wings per case. 10,000 divided by 280 equals 35.7 cases, rounded to 36 cases. If all things are equal between last week and the upcoming week, no holidays, outlying events, etc., then you should plan to order 36 to 40 cases for the upcoming week, spread throughout 2 deliveries. Only at 10% safety max. We use fresh poultry that will spoil if not turned over in the proper amount of time. Adjusting your wing timers. Since wings fluctuate in size, it doesn't make sense to cook them at the same timer setting each week. Timers should be updated on a weekly basis based on the size of the wings. Simply take the average wings per pound figure you get from your case counts and then reference your chicken cook times sheet in your kitchen manual to determine what the initial cook time should be set to. Keeping your wings fresh. Fresh poultry must always be used within a specific time frame before the product becomes spoiled and unfit to serve to our customers. Pack date guidelines for freshness, found on case label. 14 days from pack date for bone-in wings. 21 days for tenderloins and breasts. Never use product once it has gone over the pack date guidelines. Inventory rotation. Once your wings are delivered, it is of the utmost importance that your staff is properly trained in how to rotate the inventory on a first in, first out basis. We utilize Day of the Week labels, also known as day dots, in order to accurately track and rotate our perishable inventory items. Steps for rotating inventory properly. Before putting away the order, place a day sticker on the new cases of wings and with a permanent marker, notate today's date. Next, move all old product, which will already be labeled and dated, to the front portion of your cooler and mark with a large X, signifying that it is to be used first before any new product is opened. Place new product in the back of the cooler with the label facing out. Managing food waste. Food waste can be the Achilles heel of even the most seasoned restaurateur. Managing waste effectively can save thousands of dollars in food costs per year. Keep track of waste. Use a manager's waste log. Your waste log should track A, the incident that resulted in waste, and B, how much waste there was. During a busy shift, it may be impossible to log every incident as it occurs, but a best effort should always be made by the manager and staff on duty to log as much information as possible. Other tips for managing waste. Avoid over-ordering. Accurate par levels and wing count predictions will avoid many waste-related issues. Store food correctly. Make sure that your fridges and freezers are running at the right temperatures. Ensure that low-risk foods are always stored on higher shelves than higher-risk foods, and keep storage areas clean and tidy. Storing foods under the correct conditions is vital for preserving their quality and preventing pathogenic bacterial growth, both of which can quickly lead to food waste. Use first in, first out inventory rotation for all products, not just fresh poultry. Temperature control. This means not just making sure that your cooler, freezer are at proper temperature, but that you do not leave temperature-sensitive foods out at room temperature for any longer than they need to be. Pay attention to use-by dates. RAP estimates that 20% of restaurant food waste is due to food spoilage. Use-by dates should be checked on a daily basis. Inspect all food deliveries thoroughly. An under-the-radar source of food waste, not inspecting your food delivery, could result in incorrect products sitting on your shelves until after allowable return period. This product cannot be used or returned, and the only recoupment is donating to a local food bank for a tax write-off. Portion control. Perhaps your biggest weapon in the fight against waste is diligently maintaining our portion control standards. Lack of portion control on your wing sauces, French fries, sandwich toppings, etc. can increase your food cost dramatically. This begins and ends with proper staff training and onboarding. Once bad portion control habits form, they are impossible to rein in. Adjust your batch sizes. Just because the recipe calls for a certain size batch portion doesn't mean it always needs to be made in that size. For example, if sales of our loaded street corn are lower than normal at your location, consider making only a half batch instead of the full batch the recipe calls for. You will avoid waste and serve the customer a fresher, better tasting product. Give mistakes to customers. This won't technically lower your food cost, however, it is the best possible move whenever an order is made incorrectly. Note, only give away orders when it has been made incorrectly. Do not give away food that has been compromised or contaminated in any way. Never allow employees to eat or take mistake orders home with them. If you allow employees to take home mistakes or eat them, you will notice many more mistakes happening. Oops, more free food. Offering a customer extra food they did not order does not hurt anyone if they politely decline, and usually will be an unexpected surprise that will form a deeper bond between you and them at Wing It On, encouraging them to come back in the future. Daily food prep. A well-prepped store is a store that is set up for success. Without strict daily prep protocols in place, your store will never be able to support high sales volume. The daily prep checklist. Your best friend in the prep battle, the daily prep checklist should be used diligently every day. Can be found on the drive under Operations, Wall Notices, and Checklists. How it works. The daily prep checklist is designed to be used like an inventory form. At the end of each shift, the manager or cook on duty will grab a checklist and take a prep inventory. In column 1, they will notate how much of each prepped item is currently on hand. In column 2, they will then notate the quantity of items that will need to be prepped during the next shift. This should be completed twice daily, once after the lunch shift ends, and again at the end of each night to be left for the morning prep crew. Prep list pars. If your staff is struggling to guesstimate how much prep the next shift needs, You and your manager can set par levels by looking at historical POS data for day parts. A day part is a time frame such as lunch, 11 to 4 p.m., or dinner, 4 to 10 p.m. Add a 20% safety buffer. Example, POS data states that on Wednesday nights, our average sales of straight cut fries are 50 orders. You count that we currently have 20 orders on hand. You would notate for the dinner shift to prep 33 orders, 30 plus 3 as the 20% safety buffer. Pre-opening prep. When you first open, you will want to give your team extra time to prep. The morning prep employees should arrive 2 hours prior to store opening for the first month. Eventually, this will be able to cut down to 90 minutes and eventually 1 hour prior to opening. The morning prep team will check the prep checklist left by the prior evening's closing staff. They will start at the top of the list with the most critical items and work their way down. Midday ongoing prep. Once the doors open and business is flowing, it may be harder to continue prepping. If there are any items left unfinished from the morning prep list, the team should prioritize those items whenever there is downtime in the kitchen. In truly busy stores, you will want to employ a dedicated prep employee on shift who can help when cooking when a rush hits, but will spend most of their shift prepping product and getting the night shift ready for a good shift. The goal should always be able to fully prep the second shift for a successful dinner service if possible before the shifts change. However, a prep list should always be left for the next shift to view even if they are fully stocked up. If everything is prepped, the team should leave a checklist with "no prep needed" marked on it. This way there is no uncertainty as to whether there is any prep that needs tending to.